race around a track made of quicksand. Couldn't win, place, or show. It was off to the glue factory. Wondered how I managed to live so long as a private eye. Last night I was lucky. Slug in the side, is still enough cash for a bottle of scotch. My friend wasn't so lucky. Legs Flamingo. Rich guy who had almost everything. This morning he got religion. He saw the light. Streaming through 50 separate holes in his body. I was supposed to deliver a package to his wife, and I would. As soon as some questions were answered.
Where were you last night, Spuds?
Busy as.
I waited up till 3. Guess it must have been very important.
Yeah, I won't break tomorrow's papers. Page 10 stuff. Any soda?
You were with her again, weren't you?
I told you, strictly routine.
I suppose you're going to tell me this is blood.
All right, so it's lipstick. Now, where's my
Can't stand it when you're lying to me.
Save that stuff in the bedroom, baby. Clean as a surgeon's skull.
I believe you, Spuds. Will we go into a show tonight?
Yeah, sure thing.
Thanks, Spuds. Oh, by the way, there's someone here to see you.
Yeah, man or woman?
Woman.
Show her in.
You love it, don't you, Spuds? Making me crawl.
I said show her in.
Right this way, please.
Most people don't get to see angels from heaven in their lifetime. At least not when they're sober. When my secretary opened the door, I clamped my lamps on a dish full of femininity so divine I almost sent God a thank you note. She was a tall, ash blonde with lush red lips, opalescent eyes, and a heavenly body that made you want to get an A in astronomy.
Your secretary doesn't seem to like me very much.
She's a little high-strung. What's up?
I'm Leslie Detweiler.
Am I supposed to guess the punchline?
I beg your pardon.
Story, lady. What's the story? I'm expecting someone.
I am Leslie Detweiler.
Lady, that's only important if I'm writing you a check. And since you don't look like you're from the gas company, I don't really care. If you got a story to tell me, you're just working on the clock.
But I am Leslie Detweiler.
Lady, a record did that to me once, and I threw it out the window. In other words, I believe you're Leslie Detweiler. That's the breaks. You're not a bad-looking dame.
You're supposed to have a package for me.
I'm fresh out of packages for Detweiler. Now dangle.
Detweiler is my stage name.
Oh, fine. Send me 2 tickets.
My married name is Mrs. Legs Flamingo.
Your legs flamingos, dame?
Yes, the package, please.
Excuse me, you seem pretty collected for a lady whose breadwinner just got sliced 4 ways.
I beg your pardon.
The police haven't called you?
Police?
How do you tell a dame her husband's just reserved a space on the meat wagon? I had to be gentle. Yeah, say, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Oh, rack of lamb for 2.
Make it for 1.
Pardon me.
Okay, I tried to break it to you soft. I'm gonna have to tell you straight up. Somebody bought your old man a birthday cake, told me he didn't blow out the candles. They blew him out.
Pardon me.
Woman gave your husband a shave. They made it close, but not too comfortable.
Huh?
They decided to play William Tell with him, only they missed the apple and punctured his melon.
Melon?
He wouldn't play ball, so they used him for third base.
What are you trying to say?
Christ, I'm telling you, lady! Somebody sent Legs a boarding pass to the Beyond. They're drilling for oil on his chest. They took him to the Swiss cheese factory. He was put on an all-lead diet, which didn't agree with him.
You mean he's dead, don't you?
Better than a ground beefsteak.
How did it happen?
What difference does it make? You don't want to hear about it now.
No, please, I want to know everything.
Alright, but first you better splash a little of this on your tonsils. Last night I got a call from your husband asking me to meet him outside an abandoned warehouse just after midnight. I asked him what it was all about. He said he didn't want to talk about it on the phone. They never do. The whole thing smelled like a cheap cigar. I don't particularly like going to abandoned warehouses on dark, rainy nights without knowing who might be involved or what part I'd play. One of my beeswax. Since I had a 6-month slot open in my job calendar with no prospects in sight, I stuck my nose in it. Got stung. I made contact with Legs. I noticed he was jumpy. He had a package he asked me to give to you should anything happen to him. He knew his number was up. Just then a cannon went kaboom, and a smoldering slug sheared the peach fuzz off my left earlobe. Made a dash for the car, but a lead pill tearing into my side seemed to suggest I get intimate with the concrete. Lights in the distance got fuzzy. I wanted to go to dreamland, but the gunshots kept me awake. Managed to crawl behind some junk out of the line of fire. Looked around for your husband. He wasn't so lucky. He was on the ground, tattooed from head to foot.
Dead.
Deader than a smoked oyster.
This is awful. Do you have the package?
This lady was cold. Baffin Bay in December. Excuse me, but I've seen alley cats more broken up over a dead mouse.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He was a wonderful man. Kind, gentle, thoughtful.
Yeah, I bet he brushed his teeth after every meal.
Say again.
Lady, somebody sent your old man a birthday present made of lead. They airmailed it to him at 600 feet per second. That's your husband I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, of course, but you see, Legs was getting ready to walk out on me.
You mean Legs was figuring to skip?
I mean, Legs was out of step.
You mean Legs was pussyfooting around?
I mean, Legs was on the run.
So Legs was on the lam.
I mean, we were sleeping in different bedrooms.
Oh, like on Broadway. He closed down his act, he plays to a different house. Finds a more sympathetic reviewer.
You have a neat way of putting things, Mr. Idaho. You think you know everything. Well, do you know what it's like to love someone and know that they're in trouble but be helpless to do anything about it? Do you know what it's like to see the one you love become so hateful of the world and everything in it that nothing makes sense anymore, nothing matters? Have you ever seen a loved one disintegrate into a cheap shadow of the real person? A lost soul who views life as a stretch of hard time, an empty, unfulfilled, pleasureless bus ride to nothingness, have you?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
If you had, you'd have some idea of what I went through with Legs. Perhaps you don't think I cared one way or the other. I am not sorry he's dead. I'm not sorry because I know that he had given up on life.
You know, this dialogue can stand a little comic relief.
I'm sorry. But you see, I loved my husband.
There's only two things that get to me in this world. One is my mother's cooking. Everybody loves Ma's cooking. The other is the sight of a classy lady melting into sobs. But I guess I'm just as human as an ex-gazebo. That's right. Rest of the deck, there was no dish rag. I did my best to comfort her.
I suppose you think I'm pretty easy.
I think you talk too much.
I think you can shut me up.
I can only think of one way.
Hey, Idaho! You're 3 days late with your bill.
Just give me the paper, kid.
Just give me the money first, tough guy. Hey, who's the ripe tomato?
Here, kid. You keep my electric razor until I can pay the bill.
By then, I'll be ready for Social Security.
Don't worry, kid. I got a lot of big jobs coming through.
Right. I met with your broker down on the corner. He was selling pencils. Suggested I invest.
Blow, kid, before I get ugly.
That wouldn't take much now, would it?
I said scram!
Well, all right. But if I don't get that money by tomorrow, fall through on that suit.
If you're gonna play with that thing in the bathtub, make sure you plug it in first.
What does it say in the paper?
Links me with legs. Looks like I'm next on the hit parade. But where were we?
May I have the package?
Yeah, we'll get around to that. First, I'd like some answers.
Answers to what?
Questions.
What? What kind of questions?
You tell me.
You mean, who might have wanted to kill my husband?
I'll ask the questions. That'll do for starters. Why did Legs suddenly become the man most likely to get dead?
Well, I don't know. My husband didn't have an enemy in the world.
Oh, I didn't figure he had. Thought he probably donated a substantial sum of money to an orphanage and was gunned down by the Reverend Mother. All right, lady, what gives? Do I get the dope from you, or do I go to the cops and make like a canary?
There's nothing to tell.
You know, I think whoever Pink Legs would like to get their hands on that package.
Don't be silly. Nobody wants that package.
All right, give me the package. Freeze, people. Start picking cherries. You too, girlie. All right, don't make any waves, Dick, and everything will be Jake. Now hand it over.
And what of?
Don't crack wise with me, I offend easily.
I can smell it from here.
The package stuff guy before I perform oral surgery with my fist.
Uh-oh, baby's banging on his high chair.
All right, you want it that way? You got 60 seconds to make a long-distance telephone call to St. Peter. Tell him to expect you for dinner, and then you'll be bringing your girly friends here too.
I knew when the end came, I wouldn't be sitting in a rocking chair next to a warm fire. Oh, Lord, this is your humble servant, Spuds, Idaho, saying I hope I'm coming in loud and clear. I know we haven't talked much, but I guess there'll be plenty of opportunity to catch up on old times. We work different territories, me and you, and sometimes we seem to be at odds with each other. We kept sending people down here, and I kicked a lot of them back up to you. Maybe my methods weren't the best, but nothing converts a sinner faster than 3 rounds from a 45. I just didn't have any patience. Did you ever try preaching a sermon to a guy who's trying to massage your gums with a Thompson submachine gun? I'm not making any excuses. I figure anyone who's crazy enough to sit down next to third base shouldn't be surprised if he gets beamed with a foul ball. It's not me I'm pleading for. Ginny I care about. She's a swell gal. She goes to church every Sunday. She can give you the shirt off her back. And believe me, God, it's worth waiting for. I got over 1,500 clams stashed away in my army duffel bag in the closet. Well, if you could arrange for her to find it, I think that'd be swell.
Time's up, Pete. Whoop! Time's up, Peter.
It was a stupid chance to take, but I was getting pretty tired of the pat and mic routine. All right, you want the package? You got it.
What?
That flies unzipped.
Huh?
Ooh, that was brilliant.
It's a stupid chance to take, but it worked.
Is he dead?
That are tornadoes and Bernaise sauce. You know?
Yes, he was our butler, Morrison.
Oh, pretty tough butler.
He was also moonlighting for the Spumoni family as a leg breaker.
So the mob was into Flamingo. It's time to get some answers. How much?
How much what?
You tell me.
You mean how much was legs into Spumoni for?
I'll ask the questions. That'll do for starters. How much was it?
$50,000, if it's any of your business.
I got a slug keeping house on my side. My business is seen and ain't visited by any relatives. Nobody's hired me, but I am involved. Whoever made chopped liver out of your husband is bound to look on me as second course.
Okay, Spuds, you win. I should have known I couldn't bluff my way around you. I just didn't want to see you get hurt.
It's one of you, my babysitter.
Is it so unlikely that I care what happens to you?
What's the percentage in it?
You pig! You animal! Everything's got to hold a percentage. Everything's got to have an angle. Can't you see I've fallen for you, you big jerk?
What can I say? She got to me again. I picked up her chin and started chewing her face.
Excuse me.
Oh, something stuck in her eye.
Let me guess. Have you been eating a cherry popsicle? Here are your shirt spuds. I just picked them up at the laundry.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ginny.
Don't mention it.
Baby, what's gotten into you? I just had those curtains put up. You're acting awfully strange lately.
I'm sorry, Spuds. I kind of lost my head. Are we still going to a show tonight?
Yeah, sure thing. Beat it.
Oh, Spud, you and me. Let's get away from it all.
Put that on ice for a while, baby. I think it's high time I take a look at what's inside that package. Incidentally, everyone you know make it home to dinner last night?
Well, yes, except for Benson. I've been quite worried about him.
What was he wearing the last time you saw him?
Let me see. Blue shirt, navy pants, black shoes. Oh, and a striped vest.
Were those pants up or down? Striped. Are you sure it was a striped vest?
Well, yes, of course.
Was it reversible?
Why, yes.
We're in luck, I found him.
Is he dead?
Better than a lobster and butter sauce. Is that him?
Yes, he was our barker.
Yeah, good help is getting hard to find. Did Moonlight with Spumoni too?
Oh, no. He had a part-time job with the Scampy family.
Vito Fingers Scampy. Another notorious racketeer. Benson was a lone arranger for Fingers Scampy.
Yes.
So Fingers had legs under his thumb. There's nothing I could sink my teeth into. The little thing fit like a ballet slipper on an elephant. Both Scampy and Spumoni were after the package, two rival underworld figures. It was pretty clear what had happened to Benson. He must have come snooping around while Morrison was staking out the place. Morrison iced him, then hung him up to dry, then realized I wasn't back from police headquarters, resumed his stakeout, and waited his chance. Luckily, I was able to help him out. Through the window. One thing was certain. I needed some answers. How long?
How long what?
You tell me.
You mean how long have I known my husband was working both sides of the street?
I'll ask the question. As long as we're on the subject, how long have you known?
I didn't know. I only knew my husband spoke a lot of Italian on the phone, and he always checked under the hood of the car before we drove anywhere. You don't mean to say that the Spumoni's and the Scampys were into anything illegal?
No, they were probably planning to pool their money together and start a retirement home for old ladies. I was beginning to feel a cool breeze at the back of my neck. The only thing that came to mind was the Krieger heist of a year and a half ago. Police never disclosed the actual amount taken. The commissioner was pretty embarrassed. His boys in blue were red in the face. No wonder. The commissioner was a guest at Krieger's party that night. The egg had been snatched from the hen, and it was an unhappy rooster that had its feathers plucked by the press. Rumor had it that Scampy or Spumoni had made off with the heist, but nothing could be pinned on either. Whoever pulled this job was a pro. My sources told me the cops had the Snappy family under the big book, see? The only way the commissioner could avoid doing the backstroke in a pot of boiling water was to solve this case. But how did Lakes fit in?
Hey, Idaho, this buzzsaw don't work. Now I want some money.
Hey, look, kid. Why don't you buy us a couple of hamburgers and put it on my bill?
Sure. Which volume?
Don't annoy me, kid. Believe me, puberty's worth waiting for.
Why can't you be more like Legs Flamingo, huh? Do you know he gave me a 10-year advance on my paper route? All right. What do you want on your burger?
Mayonnaise and horseradish. Did you say Lakes Flamingo?
Yeah. What's it to you?
Big payoff for the right information. You interested?
Yeah, shoot.
Ever notice anything unusual at the Flamingo place?
No. Except he was building a thing called a spectrophotometer, and he always had me buying him physics books and stuff.
Spectrophotometer. I set the noodle to work. I set the noodle to work. Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Not Shakespeare. Macbeth, to be exact. In other words, the whole thing was screwy.
All right. You got your information. Now what's my payoff?
You can keep my hamburger. It's high time to take a gander at what everybody's talking about inside this package. Qing period. More like Ming. I remember that from 9th grade. Miss Fulbright had taught me well. A history teacher with a couple of globes that made you want to get an A in geography. She knew books. I knew life. Look at it, sweetheart. You ever studied Chinese art? It's a cinch you didn't get that figure running between the book stacks at the city library.
But how could you?
How could I know? You think the only thing a chump like me would know about China was what I could pick up from the menu at Lo Chung's Takeout?
Okay, Spuds. So I didn't study Chinese art. So maybe I wanted you to think I was more than just an actress. I wanted to make a good impression.
Don't worry, baby. You're making 2 good impressions.
Something in her eye again?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Gee, Jenny, what you got there? My socks?
That's right.
Gee, Jenny, you didn't go and darn my socks again, did you?
Yes! Like the stupid sap I am, I went and darned your socks.
Gee, thanks, Jenny.
Yeah, thanks, Ginny. Don't mention it. Anytime, Spuds. Oh, Spuds. Just one more thing.
Yeah, sugar, what is it?
Just tell me the time by the drugstore clock.
Sure, kid. Hey! It's high time you got a hold of yourself, baby. What's gotten into you lately?
I don't know. Are we going
still like you.
Oh? What do you like most about me?
I was planning on taking inventory and letting you know in the morning.
Funny, I would have never taken you for the sentimental type.
I know, and I like dames with fat cheeks, because when you slap them, it sounds better.
I didn't mean that.
Read it. I don't blame you. You're the only thing a mug like me can care about is a full bottle of hooch and a gun that doesn't jam. Every time I find myself standing in the corner, 3 rounds left, 2 pints low of positive A, and staring up at a black sedan that's looking to press my suit with me in it, I get to thinking that maybe marriage ain't so bad.
Gee, Spuds, you almost looked human there for a minute. Real vulnerable.
Hell with it.
But the vase belongs to me. It's valuable.
Not as long as the mob has me figured in it.
Give it to me. I'll give you $5,000.
Tell you what, give me $2,500 and I'll throw in a bottle of glue.
Pity. I'll still give you that $5,000 if you help me get out of town.
Hey, Idaho! There's those burgers. I want some money this time.
Look, lady, will you give me a $3 advance on that job? Here, kid, blow. You got a big job to do.
Thanks, Sherlock. If I don't see you by next year, I figure you got lost in a revolving door.
That's why I don't do missing kid cases.
All right, give me the vase.
You got a broom?
This doesn't look good for you two.
Hey, didn't I just throw you out the window?
Yeah,
Something break your fall?
Sunset Boulevard.
No hard feelings, I hope. What's that behind you there? Huh?
Oh, that was ingenious!
Hey, Idaho, you still ain't paying for today's banking!
All right. Give me the gun, or the kid gets it. Give me the gun, or the kid gets it.
It ain't even my birthday. Alright, okay. You want the gun? You got it.
Yeah. Here you go, Lulu. Put the pieces of the vase in that bag. Lucky for you, Potato Man, I've been told to keep this whole business on the QT.